Or a Welcome to the Podcasting Dad. I'm Justin, he's JP, and we are about to discuss issue 178. What an issue.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And it's a real testament. I mean, not a single zombie in the whole issue, man, but I was captivated.
I'm glad you pointed that out. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it really is a testament. You know, you don't need the blood and the guts and the gore and the walkers. I mean, man, it's just, you know, it stands on its own two legs. It's so character-driven, you know, so plot-driven, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm glad I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I don't think you see one zombie the entire time. I thought this was a great issue because I'm really enjoying the Commonwealth story arc, for one. Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool, but we're definitely seeing that all is not well, especially, and excuse my language for any young viewers, but especially with Sebastian's bitch ass.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if you read the letter section, but it was such a fun little letter somebody sent him. They're asking him how he comes up with the names for all his douchey characters. Because he seems to pick out great names for, you know, the pricks in the series.
Yeah, he does.
And he was just like, you know what, some names just sound douchey, and that's what I go with.
And Sebastian, no offense if your name's Sebastian, but it works in this sense.
And if your name is Sebastian, maybe come up with a clever nickname. You know,
right.
Maybe shorten it up. I don't know.
What would be a good nickname for Sebastian?
You're not doing yourself any favors.
Sabby?
Yeah, I really don't know that there's many options there.
Hi, my name's Sabby. I'm Sab. Sa. You just start shortening it down to where you're just like, I'm S.
Yeah, maybe Stan would work. I don't know.
That's a lot less douchey,
but, you know.
If you're an awesome Sebastian out there, please let us know in the comments section. Just be like, "Hi, I'm Sebastian, and I'm not douchey, I promise."
Yeah,
and we'll make sure to give you a shout out. But so, man, I'm gonna try and go from the beginning. I meant to bring the comic in so I could stay in the order that the comic went, but I left it at home. Once I read my comics and I seal them up, I'm really not too anxious to pull them back out.
Agreed.
But nonetheless, great issue. All right, so we start off at number one. I'm going to jump ahead just for a moment. But I really, man, when Elodie got a backhand from Sebastian, or maybe it was a front hand. I can't remember if it was backhand or front hand, but whatever. I was like, oh, you about to lose that arm. Yeah. You saw Michonne go for her sword. It was like, you just smacked the wrong daughter.
Yeah, man, when Elodie says that final caption after she says, we need to know our place, that is the last thing you want to say to a strong, independent woman, you know? And Michonne is the strongest, most independent woman.
She's definitely like alpha female in the apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean, that final caption where you just see her looking sideways like, oh, hell no. I was just like, that was a powerful caption, man. Not
good
a word
issue,
in
man.
It, but just that panel alone, Lord have mercy.
All right, so starting at the beginning, we start off with what I thought was going to be Sadiq getting shanked in the bathroom.
Yeah, something was definitely going to happen.
But Mercer and George, playing it cool. I still think they've got something a little more sinister at hand, but I'm glad they didn't kill Sadiq.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Mercer. It's just like, oh, look, Sadiq, just a little locker room talk. That's all, just a little locker room talk.
Just blowing off a little steam. Yeah. Talking like guys do. Because, whenever we're in the locker room at the gym, we're like, man, I want to overthrow our leader. And,
we're constantly talking about insurrection all the time.
Just common locker room chat. But so Sadiq, I still think, and I loved when he's like, goes to go to the bathroom. Mercer's like, bathroom's that way. He has to turn around and go, thank you, and go back around the other way.
Nothing more awkward.
And now Maggie is really moving along.
Oh, man.
Her and Dante getting all frisky and...
I was getting a little hot and bothered watching that scene, pal. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, now thinks if I go back and read it, I'm like, so this is the page or two that got JP all hot and bothered.
Just think about me, just kind of dabbing the sweat off of my brow as I was reading it. Just
really getting into this comic.
Yeah, what can I say?
So she's getting hot and heavy, and Sophia comes in and basically So I do agree that everyone deserves happiness, and I do think Carl put it perfectly when he was talking to Sophia. But Sophia comes in and basically says what I'm screaming in my head, like, what about Glenn? Even though it has been a while, and Maggie deserves to be happy and have somebody, but
it's true. But as a child of a widowed mother, I can definitely see where Sophia's coming from. Nothing to bring the mood down, like talking about my childhood tragedy. Nonetheless, just saying, man, it's an awkward spot to be in, especially when your father's brains were bashed in by a maniacal tyrant
who's out there free now.
Yeah.
Who's running out there free.
Man, they really missed some powerful storytelling with the Maggie Negan, what could have been the Maggie Negan love connection.
No, that's
I'll drop it. I know I've been harping on that, but man,
it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
But yeah, Sophia just putting it all out there, calling Maggie, a whore, and
she was thing. Yeah, she really would just let her have it.
Sophia, just for future reference, a whore gets paid to have sex with random guys. A slut does it just for fun. So if you're gonna call Maggie anything, just say she's slutting it up. Yeah, all right.
Thank you for clarifying the difference there.
I think it's important. That's all.
But so Sophia definitely not happy, and like I said, I really like the talk between her and Carl there when Carl's talking to her and just like, hey, I was happy for my dad when he and Andrea got together. He deserves to be happy, and I hope he finds someone else that makes him happy.
I think it was a little easier for Carl just because he knew Andrea going into that.
Right.
He'd been around him for so long. It was just kind of a natural thing, whereas,
That's a good observation. I didn't think about that. I mean, it is a bit different because Carl had someone that was like a kind of like a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Surrogate mother.
Like a surrogate mother.
Yeah.
And then, she steps into that role, so it kind of was not really a shock to him, especially Dante's kind of goofy, and Andrea was like this strong badass and just on Rick's level of awesomeness, and then you kind of go to Dante, which I like Dante, but Dante's a lot goofier and just kind of, I think, considered to be the class clown around the hilltop. So I'm sure it was. It's a good. I didn't think of that. It's two things, man. You're 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Pointing out things I wasn't even paying attention to. I think it's because I had such a big stack of comics, and so I'm going through, The Walking Dead, reading early this morning, and then I'm like, okay, now I got to go to the White Knight, and then I've got to go to the Batman, and then I had like 3 issues of Batman to catch up on. So you definitely are making some great observations. So we go from Sophia and Carl's chat to Michonne and Elodie.
Yeah.
Talking in the apartment where we find that Michonne had just left them with the dad, abandoned ship.
Yeah, Elodie's got issues going way before the world fell apart.
I just love how Robert Kirkman writes his series because, that is true. Like, you can think all day in that situation, and especially kids who have their parents leave, knowing a person or two who's had like a family member just walk out. It is harder than I believe that we would think to just find them and cuss them out because deep down you just want your mom or your dad.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Somebody in the comment section was like, I cuss my mama out regularly, but I'm saying, on average, it's probably a lot harder, especially in the apocalypse. You figure she's dead or long gone. And then she resurfaces completely again. Because Elodie said, I never thought that I would actually find you and just put that there. And then she tells her, I was going to cuss you out. I was going to say all these things, but we see it didn't go that way at all.
Yeah, Elodie's just swimming in emotions right now, on one hand, she's got one person left in this world that miraculously found her. On the other hand, still a little bit pissed off that her mom went to pursue her career and just kind of, shrugged off the family. And
I love that she pointed out the sword. She's like, you carry a sword now?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I'm pretty damn good with it, too. I was thinking that, too. When she got smacked by Sebastian, I was thinking, she's about to find out how badass her mama really is.
Speaking of badasses, how about a princess?
Yep, I'm going to say, man, Princess has been a bit goofy, and I've wondered kind of where they were going to go with this character, but we see that Princess ain't nobody to mess with.
No. She's had that big spear, been practicing on walkers, and she'll take your legs right out from under you.
She just destroyed those guys and was like, are you guys trying? I think your armor's slowing you down.
Yeah, and that is a good point. I could see where it'd come in handy, taking on some walkers, but in just combat with a regular person, I don't know.
We get Mercer stepping in, because there are so many badasses. It'd be great to have a 4-way bout between Mercer, Princess, Michonne, and Jesus. Just let them go. But Mercer steps up. I think, earlier we were talking, I think last issue, about would Mercer become the next big baddie because kind of the way it left off. We were like, oh, is he going to kill Sadiq? But actually, I see Mercer being an ally to Alexandria.
Yeah, I think Michonne and Sadiq and everyone's going to kind of do some underground stuff with Mercer. And
yeah, because he's not happy. He doesn't want to be there.
The governor's going to have a problem on her hands, but hey.
And, it's weird because, like you said, the way that Elodie's says we need to know our place, and then the way Mercer basically is like, I love our governor, blah, 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 blah. It's almost like being back with the original governor. They're scared to speak out. She might not be as openly sadistic as the governor, but we've yet to find out why these people are so afraid to speak out of turn.
Yeah, I don't think she's got a room with, heads and fish tanks or anything.
She doesn't have a rape room.
Yeah, I don't think she's a straight up psychopath, but it definitely seems to be her way or the highway. Sebastian talked about like banishing
Mercer. Man, we're so on the same page because I was just about to say that's what Sebastian. You notice they're not threatening to kill people, but Sebastian's just like threatening banishment. Yeah. And I guess being in this huge, somewhat back to regular life community, the thought of being put back out there is probably terrifying.
Oh yeah, these people are so sheltered.
Kind of like when Rick and company arrived to Alexandria the first time, and the way they're just so used to being in their walls that, aside from Aaron, they're really useless beyond the gates. And I think that's kind of what we're dealing with again.
Yeah. Man, Mercer with those hatchets, man.
He's a badass, man. And Mr. T. We see what Mr. T's doing in the apocalypse.
Yep.
I forgot to give you a piece of paper so we could rate it. So I'll do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and we'll just do that when the time comes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to cover from this issue. Let's see. Because, we read ours, like, really. We have a very nice comic book shop next door, and the lady gets there really, really early. So, on Wednesday, she lets us grab our comics super early. So then I got it, went home, read it, and I can't find the wiki site to give me, like, an order of, you know what I mean? Because what I could do, because like you, once I put it in a bag, I really don't like to take it back out. So I'll usually pull up the Wikipedia page and just use that to keep me on track as far as making sure we don't forget any situations or scenarios. But I think we've gotten most of it. I mean, anything else that we're missing? I always feel like we're missing something. Yeah, this way, when I go on vacation, I always forget something.
I think we got it pretty good, top to bottom.
What do you think it's going with the Commonwealth? Because what was this? Is this part? It's 178, but which part is this? Is this part 4 or part 3? It's a 6-part series.
I want to say it's part 4.
Part 4,
wrong, but I think Michonne might end up kind of doing what Rick did in Alexandria, just kind of grabbing that tiger by the tail, and next thing you know, it's going to be Governor Michonne.
I wonder if what we're doing is that, like, we're slowly separating the group. I wonder if what's going to happen here is that Michonne, kind of in the way that Maggie took over the hilltop and Rick took over Alexandria, if maybe Michonne, and she's got a law, she was a lawyer. I mean, she's very smart. She's very capable. She's compassionate when she needs to be, cold when she needs to be. She's kind of everything you would want in a leader.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're setting it up so that maybe Michonne's going to take over the Commonwealth, and then you're going to basically take all, slowly what Kirkman's doing is taking all of our characters and essentially having them save the world in a way, spreading them out and having them control regions and.
Yeah, well, I mean, Michonne's definitely not leaving her daughter. That much is obvious. And think about what a power couple her and Mercer would be if things go that way. I mean,
I didn't think of that. Yeah, you could definitely see that going. I mean, she's a badass. She loves badasses.
Yeah, still kind of on the rebound from Ezekiel getting decapitated. Although they weren't together when he got decapitated, right? She had left to go on her little spirit
like
walk
soul finding journey.
Yeah. So,
which actually, and you never got around to playing it, did you? Because they actually they had a game. It was a Telltale game of Michonne, and it shows you what happens while she's out on the boat and stuff.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've got it on a PlayStation. Maybe it's older. It came out a year or two ago. Maybe we could.
Okay, and so that's more or less considered canon.
It's canon with the comics.
Oh, well,
it shows you like she's on a boat with Sadiq and their crew encountering another group. I thought it was a really good game. But yeah, so now sometime you have to come over. It's not a long game either. So I mean, it just kind of shows you what she was up to while she was on that boat.
Yeah, well, definitely Michonne is attracted to powerful men. I mean, her last guy was a king, for goodness' sake.
And then before that, you had only not powerful when we had was Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, Morgan was a good guy. He
just kind of was there though. After Dwayne died, he just was like,
yeah, he's not the staff wielding Morgan from the TV
not the
show.
Badass Morgan we have on the show. Yeah. And then before that, she had Tyrese, who was a big badass.
Yeah.
I miss that character. I like Tyrese. I mean, it's going way, way back, but I really like Tyrese.
Thinking again about that scene with Tyrese and Michonne in the gymnasium.
Man, you could have never done that on AMC.
Oh, I mean, made his squeeze like straight up kill herself via zombie. Man. Jeez Louise. Yep. Carol, the comic Carol, man. We could do a whole podcast just on Michonne's sexual exploits. Trying to get all up in Heath's pants, a while back. Oh, boy.
I thought they might go towards that way in the show when they were trapped in that building when they did the Glenn fake out. Mm-hmm. But it didn't go that way. Yeah. And we don't know where Heath is.
No.
But great issue. I'm really enjoying where the Commonwealth storyline's going. I think they're going to end up putting Michonne in charge of the Commonwealth.
I could see it happening.
Kind of, like I said, like we've seen in the past with other characters. But yeah, so I'm going to do a 3 count with my fingers here. And when I get to 1, you just give the issue a rating.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. 4.5. Oh, you give it 5 stars.
Yeah,
Nice.
I can't really see anything to pick at.
Yeah.
And a good letter section this issue too. I know someone else asked Kirkman, like, how long did he have it in his head that he was going to bring back one of Michonne's daughters or whatever. And he says it goes back to like around issue 100, I think he said. So this has been in the works for a while.
I'm glad to see that we both give it good scores because I really enjoyed that. I'm excited for. We've got an issue. It might even be I saw a cover where they previewed, and I wanted to read the article, but I was in the middle of something where it shows Rick in front of the Commonwealth.
No kidding. Wow.
And so it looks like Rick's going to be making an appearance.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's great that Kirkman can come up and incorporate new characters that you actually care about, that are actually engaging. You know, Marvel's kind of tried to revamp some of their titles with newer characters, and you're just kind of like, oh, well, all right.
Right, yeah.
And Kirkman, man, just does it so flawlessly. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, and even he does it even better than better than I think they do on the show. I'm not saying there are other characters on the show that I don't care about, but let's face it, for me anyways, and it might be different for you and you, the listener, but when we have an episode where we don't have Rick, I'm just kind of like, okay, this is kind of cool, but what are Rick and his immediate group doing? Right. Whereas in the comic, we haven't seen Rick in a few issues. I mean, we have, but we haven't had Rick play a big part in a couple of issues, and I'm cool with it. Like, these other characters are so interesting and so well written that you kind of, when you do go back to Rick, you're like, oh, Rick, what's up, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, even when the show's at its best, and right now I think it is, like, that's a whole nother...
The last 3 episodes,
just awesome. Primo stuff. It's totally back on track. But the comic is always just, worlds apart as far as quality, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, no, I think so. And it might just be the fact that it's a show versus a comic. Yeah, it might be a little bit easier to write. And you know what I'm saying? It might be easier to do the comic than the show. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into a show.
I was going to say,
as opposed
way more
to
people putting input into the show. You got the network. Kirkman can just totally do his own thing.
You have a lot more cooks in the kitchen when you do a show. Where's
masseuses in the parlor? Metaphors.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. I don't know that having too many people massaging you would ever be an issue, though. I mean, you could hey, you do my back, you get my neck, you get my legs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Going to have to go to a massage parlor and be like, I want every masseuse in this room. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to 179. We'll see when we get there where this is going. We've only got 2 more parts to this whole New World Order storyline, so we're going to see how it plays out. But so great ratings, great issue. Leave your feedback. Let us know what you think. Do you think Michonne's going to take over the Commonwealth? Do you think that we're going to lose a big character to the Commonwealth story arc? How do you think Rick's going to react to the Commonwealth when he gets there, especially when, Michonne, one of his best friends on the planet, tells him, hey, it's kind of like a North Korean situation. These people are scared to speak out or scared to have their voice heard. They have to know their place. So it's like, hey, we kind of got a Kim Jong-un type up in here.
A little bit.
We'll see. But yeah, let us know in the comments. It's why we do these comic casts, because we just love to talk about the comics so much. We'll probably discuss it another 10 minutes after we get done with this. Leave us your input. And we definitely try to comment, reply to comments or address comments as much as we can. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. We also do a review of the show, and we've got some other content. We've got some other stuff coming up that we're going to do. I sound a little out of it this morning because I'm just tired. Stayed up too late watching The Office for like the 4th time through.
Yeah, that can be a deep rabbit hole to go down.
You just can't stop. It goes off and you hear the intro, and then the next one starts, and you're thinking, all right, time for bed. And it's only a 20-minute episode.
Yeah, I'm like that with The Sopranos right now.
Well, you going back through watching The Sopranos again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm jumping around a little bit, but yeah, I like to sink my teeth in.
I hear that. Well, I am going to get on Hulu, too, and start. Apparently, someone said Fear the Walking Dead is on Hulu. I thought it was only on Amazon Prime. Someone commented on our last episode review and said you can watch it on Hulu. So I'm going to check that out. And if it is, I'm going to be caught up with Fear the Walking Dead, and we'll start doing a Fear the Walking Dead podcast as well, especially now that one of my favorite characters is going to be on Fear the Walking Dead. I'm definitely going to want to jump into that and see how they play it. So, well, we appreciate you listening. We hope you subscribe. We hope you come back. And next time, I'll be more awake. I'm Justin.
I'm JP.
And we'll see you next time.